welcome you to Houston, Texas. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, from the land of the space program, we're ready for takeoff.
That's right, and they're letting those threes fly from everywhere on the court. Let's see if this team can win a third championship.
Ready to go here from Toyota Center. Let's gear up for the opening tip. Jay, some great matchups between these two teams in the regular season in recent years. The Rockets love to score and maximize possessions. The Celtics, though, have been a great foil.
Yeah, the Celtics are one of the top defensive teams, but this individual matchup that I'm looking forward to the most, Ed, that is Marcus Smart going against the likes of James Harden. And if you don't know what psychological warfare is, just pay attention to how Marcus Smart moves when he's around James Harden. If it's him randomly grabbing James Harden's jersey just to prove that he's engaged in the game and then he's right there in Harden's face, maybe a random bump in transition while the ref is not paying attention. Or how about something as subtle as this? Just an acting job or full court pressure, the physicality of the game, making James Harden get flustered. If you're looking for an answer on how to stop James Harden, the answer is D, Marcus Smart. All the above, because that's what he brings to the table.
Jay, that gets Brad Stevens off his seat, nodding, saying yes.
Hey, watch this screen.
Harden to Westbrook. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down 4 to Hayward. And Harden takes in the rebound. To Westbrook. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Walker. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
To Westbrook. Deep left corner. Harden. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Passed it off. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Walker into the front court. 10-2 the score. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Harden goes to the left side. To Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Great feed, sets it up. Marcus Smart, good touch.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Gets it in the left corner. Nothing going here on that drive. To Westbrook. Fires the 3. His first effort off the mark. To Kemba Walker. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Westbrook. James Harden. 3 for 4. Good start.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
Kemba Walker against the former MVP. Clint Capella sends it away. That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Lets it fly from long range. And Kemba Walker, muscle memory put to good use there.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Well, this could be a sign of things to come. He's 3 of 4 from downtown to start the game.
And a dangerous thing for the defensive team, he has fresh legs. That was great lift on that jump shot.
Brown into the front court, trailing by 4. That's dancing with danger. Kemba Walker left wide open, and he drills it for 3.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Austin Rivers. He gets it.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Brown with it up top. Down 3. Walker to Cantor. From the painted area, won't go down. Tucker with a shot that won't go.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Harden. Well defended. Walker with the basketball. They're down 3. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Kemba Walker trying to cash in on a 3-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. He's got it. 3-point play on that trip.
Good shot, good shot. Here we go. I got him. I'm on deep.
Harden to P.J. Tucker. Harden. Smothering D. Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
A simple touch foul.
First free throw is good.
Number 15, Clint Capella.
So he hits the first, misses the second. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Walker. Clint Capella sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Doesn't get the bounce. To Rivers. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Kenneth for Reed. At the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 65% free throw shooter. Unable to connect on the free throw. Oh, whistle.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
And he connects on the first free throw. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Gerald Green. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Iman Shumpert trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go.
I got him. Here we go. Here we go.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Add 2 points to the board. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Rockets with the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Tonight, everyone gets free pizza.
Boston with the basketball. Walker. Off the assist.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Westbrook, there's the toss. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Can't miss those. Tucker to Westbrook. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Runner here, won't go. To Rivers. Fires the three. Cleans it up. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. To Jaylen Brown.
Right.
Knocks it down off the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Westbrook to Rivers. 4-3. That's what you like to see. Austin Rivers. Tough shot from downtown.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
New blood coming in for both sides. Celtics have it. Quinn Capella able to recover with the block. That's his third block this evening.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
To Jaylen Brown. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Jaylen Brown at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. One free throw good, so he converts on the three-point play, and the lead down to 11. Harden has it up the floor. Going to launch beyond the arc. He was all over him. To Jaylen Brown. And the finish at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. He's going to play the matchup. Brad Stevens making some moves. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker. With that, he's 5 for 9.
And here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Westbrook to Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Has a chance. Gets a look. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Enes Kanter pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Jason Tatum trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Oh, he can't connect. To Harden. To P.J. Tucker. Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it. And he's going to the free throw line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First one, count it. Two for two on that trip. It's in the hands of Harden. To Capella. To Harden. Down low, Capella. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Clint Capella at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 48% free throw shooter. Free throw good as he completes the three-point play. The lead is up to 6. To Walker. A drive through the paint, but his shot misses. Westbrook. Boston secures the rebound. To Hayward. The pass set it all up.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
To P.J. Tucker. Westbrook. Can't connect. Shot by Hayward, no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Westbrook to Fareed. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Again, Ed, if you made it to this level, you're capable of doing things that normal humans could never do, even if you're not known for it.
Kemba Walker, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. And he knocks it down, Jay.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Ouch. Doesn't look good here. Mike D'Antoni going to make some changes. You hate to see anybody get hurt. That appeared to be a lower body injury. And hits the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Into the front court, it's Walker. The margin is 3 as we approach halftime. And finishes strong.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Austin Rivers to P.J. Tucker for 3. It's Tatum with the rebound. Probing the defense. Clint Capella with the block. Fourth this contest. Clint Capella. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Straight on 3 at the buzzer. So the difference, 3 points as we've reached the break. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Rockets are in a close game thus far. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they could keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Celtics are within striking distance at the half. And while they may be down, it's not for a lack of effort. They deserve some respect for how well they've generated scoring with their offensive rebounding. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Bench points.
The NBA season is long, and these days, starters take rest days. And that's why it's so important to have bench players that can be productive like we're seeing here today.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Walker. Surveys the floor. Walker to Hayward. Shot clock winding down. Hayward. Not that time. To Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. And James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
And here's a setup, Ed, down the stretch. from a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes, and that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse, the kick out for, guess what, another one.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
From the painted area, won't go down.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Defense was ready. Tough shot for Austin Rivers. Celtics have it. And the Rockets have the rebound. To Harden. Sizing up the defense. Shot for James Harden. Off the mark. Well contested.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Harden to P.J. Tucker. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Across the timeline, it's Walker. His guys trail now by 4. Drive from the baseline, but it won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Walker into the front court. The deficit is 6. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
Nothing going here on that drive. Capella to Harden. Fires the 3. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
P.J. Tucker, huge block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Harden. A tough shot. Hand in his face, he makes them pay. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Kemba Walker. Harden's on him.
Hey, screen. What's that cutter? What's the cut? Left.
Fine to shoot to Hayward. It's no good. Great defense.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Harden. And strokes it.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Screen, I got yours.
Brown to the basket, but his shot won't fall. Has a look. Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing, defensive.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
The drive, right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw's good. A three-point play, and the lead back down to 12.
That's me. I got ball.
Harden, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Nice pass to set things up and count the basket inside. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Here we go. My ball, my ball. Lock up, lock up. Here we go.
Harden. Message received. Well defended. To Jaylen Brown.
I got ball. Nice.
And he hits. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Walker to Brown, down low. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Trying to cash in. Oh, straight down the middle for two.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Rivers. Down to Fareed. To P.J. Tucker. Enes Kanter with a piece. Ooh, 5 now.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Walker with the basketball. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Lets it fly from long range. They need something to go down. It's no good. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter with the Rockets in front. It'll be Rockets basketball here as we start the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
It's Harden. The shot, almost.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Rivers into the front court. up 6. To Harden. Baseline drive. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Boston with the basketball. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Kemba Walker trying to cash in on a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. It's back to a 5-point game. Austin Rivers to Harden from long range. Now that's a contest. Tatum. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
All right, that was a little bit of a gamble there, but not a terrible move sending him to the free throw line.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Celtics have it. Probing the defense. Spinning shot. Won't fall. To Capella. Jason Tatum. Tips it. Rockets retain it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Clint Capella snatching it out of the air. Incredible. 6 tonight.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Short jumper won't go down. To Harden. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
First free throw is good. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. The follow won't go either. To Harden. Throws it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. To Capella. Capella. He's now 4 for 6.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. From the painted area, won't go down.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
To Capella. Has a chance. Capella. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Hayward. To Kemba Walker. Tatum. Wide open look, won't go. To Capella. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Hayward unable to connect. Harden with it up top. His team on top by 13. 4-3. Trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. Big finish at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
James Harden at the controls.
Right.
And he scores. Yeah, he took a big step, but they'll count the bucket.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Walker. Tatum shot no good. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of it.
Austin Rivers to Harden. Going to launch beyond the arc. Free throws coming up.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Hits a second. One more coming. Off the mark. 2 for 3 on this trip. Walker. Cleans it up. Offensive board. And his canter. Looking good. 4 for 5.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Kenneth Faried rejects it. Make that 7.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Gordon with it. His guys leading by 14. Here's a chance from long range. That's good D. Shot no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Tatum. That no good. Off the mark. To Harden. For 3. No good. That's great defense. Into the front court, it's Walker. 14-point deficit. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. To Kemba Walker. Beyond the arc for 3. And it's Capella with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots. He's struggled so far. And he connects on the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets emerged victorious after a tight finish. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets. The Celtics are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss.
And even though they shot so well from the field, I bet they're only thinking about the shots they missed. This was a tough game to lose.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
If you asked him, I'm sure he'd give the credit to his teammate and coaches. But at the end of the day, we know that he's the one that made the biggest impact on this game.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.